guys get some questions in the queue. How was I know it's not day one, but it's kind of officially day one. How was it out there today?
It was good. I mean, just being able to play against each other, compete against the guys. It's good. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, kind of a different pace than what we've been doing this summer, and even in the fall a little bit, where it's kind of been individual workouts and stuff like that. Just being able to compete against each other is really fun and it's exciting. So, yeah, it's been good. It's been good so far.
Great. First question, Rod Mackey.
Dallas, there's been the Pac-12 has said they're not going to allow fans in the stands. They're trying to figure out what to do with family. How insane will your dad be if he can't get in there and watch you play?
He'll be hurt for sure. I mean, shoot, that's one of my biggest supporters, and one of CU's biggest supporters as well. So he's definitely going to be missing it and be a little bit frustrated if he's not able to get in the building. But I'm sure he'll understand. But yeah, it's gonna be a little piece of us missing out there.
Next question, Henry.
Hi, Dallas. You had the injuries early in your career, and I'm wondering how you're feeling right now, how your body's feeling as you start practice.
I'm feeling good. I mean, with those injuries came a lot of more attention to details as far as my strength process and my rehab processes, making sure that I'm staying on top of them consistently. But coming into this year, I'm not wearing my brace anymore. My legs feel strong. So I mean, I kind of was able to do everything I needed to do this summer in order to make sure that I went into the season feeling good.
At Rooney.
Dallas, good to see you. With the brace, Tad told me the other day you ditched the brace. When exactly did that happen? And, can you quantify at all how much better physically you might feel right now as opposed to the start of practice last year?
I mean, it was just kind of more of like a mental, with especially leg injuries, it's more of a mental battle that you're fighting rather than like a physical one. I mean, your body may be ready physically, but if you're kind of like scared of re-injury, then sometimes having that brace there kind of just reassures you that, okay, I can make some moves, and if something bad happens, then I'm going to be okay. So I think it was mainly fighting that mental I guess, obstacle for me over the past year. And then just making sure that I went into I think the big difference for me with the braces versus not with the braces is just making my movement laterally, how quick I'm able to kind of get up and off the ground. No, it's a little bit more free, and I mean, kind of playing how I've been playing since I started playing basketball. It's kind of a little bit more free.
Next question, Rod Mackey.
Hey, Dallas, can you kind of compare, you've obviously with the ACL, you've had basketball taken away from you before. To have it taken away this time, the way it was with COVID and everything, and now be able to come back. Can you kind of talk about the similarities or differences of emotions to be back on the floor? Because obviously when you talked about it before, when something's taken away, you appreciate being back even more.
Oh yeah. I mean, in total, I've lost around 3 years of basketball. And if you include, I guess this COVID taking away championships, be like three and a quarter. But it's something that I'm unfortunately used to. So when it happened, I knew basketball wasn't going to be over forever. It was just kind of maintaining that kind of mindset that, all right, we're going to come back, whether it's this year or next year, and kind of keeping that same competitive and pedal to the metal mindset. I mean, it's just like, yeah, stuff happens to everybody, just like everybody around the world is dealing with COVID right now, having challenges come out of nowhere. But it's kind of not exactly when the challenge happens, it's kind of what you do about that challenge. And I think that's kind of like a mindset that the veterans especially had to, and kind of remind the younger guys and all the new guys is that, yeah, things are a little weird this year, but at the end of the day, we're going to be competing for a championship, however that may look like.
At Rooney.
Dallas, did I see correctly that you've changed jersey numbers this year? What was the thinking? But you took a number that was available last year. So why the change? Why now?
Well, last year I wanted to make the change. I just didn't know exactly who had 13. But I made 13 this. I made the change to 13 this year because of my aunt who passed away 2 years ago from cancer. She played volleyball up at CSU for 4 years, the letter winner up there, and her number was 13, and so it meant a lot to me and my family to make that switch.
Can I ask your dad's sister, your mom's sister?
My dad's sister. Mm-hmm.
Neil Wilk.
Hey, Dallas, had a quick question. I asked McKinley the same thing. Does this team have the potential to be the best that you've played on, that you've been a part of since you were at Colorado?
Yes. And for that is that we have great leadership from our veterans. A leadership that, you know, over the years and over the years that I've been here and part of the successful teams I've been a part of, that leadership is there, and it's there for the freshmen as well, because we're gonna need the new guys this year, and it's just making sure that we have a culture set in place and the veterans reiterate that culture and make sure that the younger guys understand not only our mission but everything that we're trying to accomplish on and off the court. And when you have that kind of leadership mixed with the talent that we're bringing in, you have the potential for something very special.
All right. Any other questions for Dallas? All right, Dallas, appreciate the time. Luck the rest of the year, man.